What is good, y'all? Welcome to Let's Cap. Awesome day yesterday in the WNBA. Went 4-0. About 1-2 in the MLB. Gave up a couple leads to get the two losses. And I think the Tigers Angels under was one that I ended up betting too. So great things going over at Wagertalk.com. They actually just put a package together for me to do the rest of the WNBA season. It's over at wagertalk.com. So head over there for that package. With that said, there's two WNBA games today, and then Munaf is gonna join me and break down some of the MLB in a few minutes as well. So let's get into it. Let's get to the WNBA real quick. First game up, the Dream and the Sun here. Bring up my screen. There you go. Moneyballer.com, themoneyballer.com, the WNBA page here. We got the Dream versus the Sun, and I think the number has changed a little bit. So we're seeing, oh, it is at 10. So we're seeing 10, and the total coming down even further to 149.5. We have a baller system looking to the over. We'll dive into that a little bit more. Some situational notes: double-digit in-season revenge for this for the Dream here. First game off a long road trip for the Sun. Typically a fade spot there. Looking at the schedule, you can see the big rest advantage. The Sun played yesterday. They ended up beating the Mystics in overtime. We had the Mystics plus the points yesterday, so that went well. Atlanta hasn't played since the 23rd. They lost. They've been struggling. I mean, if you look at the last three games, losing by double digits in each one of them, including a game against Indiana. The problem with the Dream right now is that they're going to be shorthanded without Ryan Howard, probably their best offensive player on the team. They do get Jordan Canada back. I think this is her second game back, so maybe she helps with pace of play and a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. She's great at attacking the rim as a point guard there. So we'll see how her minutes hold up in this game here. Looking at some of the ATS splits, you can see the Dream really struggling from from the dog spot. 0-5-1 in the first half and 1-5 on the full game. You can see a little bit of the opposite in the first half here for the Sun at home. 6-3 ATS in the first half at home there. Nothing significant on the full game, but they haven't done too well. You can see off of a win, 5-8 ATS. From a total perspective, we have the Dream here. It looks like a mixed bag. So as a dog, they're an under team off a loss over in the first half, over in the full game here on the road. Majority of the things on the Sun side, though, pointing towards the first half under. 12-5 to the under on the season in the first half. Look at them off of a win, 11-2 to the under in the first half. And with Ryan Howard not there, that's definitely a potential look. So full transparency, I have not bet a single thing yet today. So I'm diving into this with you guys, trying to find a bet here. Obviously, the numbers have shifted a lot. And it looks like it's against, or it's towards the plays that I wanted to bet on. So we're probably going to get the worst of the number if I do bet anything. All right, so looking at the numbers stats wise on the full season, Dream really struggling on the offensive side of the ball. Sun continue to be one of the better defensive teams in the league. This is one thing that I could that pops out a lot. I know that the offensive rating here for the Sun is 5th, but look at their effective field goal percentage. It's 9th in the league. And the Dream's defense has been pretty solid as far as limiting effective field goal percentage. Both teams get to the free throw line at a high rate. Good defensive rebounding teams. Both take care of the ball. If we look at scoring, no points off turnovers, no second chance points, and a lot of this has to do with their with this dead last in effective field goal percentage. If we look at within the arc, struggling there, dead last in the paint. Pretty solid defensively though. Mid range, pretty even. If we look at 3-point shooting, neither team really shooting the 3-ball well or effectively at all. A lot of things really pointing towards that first half under. Maybe that maybe specifically on the dream side, like a first half team total under. We can go to Give Me the Dog real quick and just look at some stuff. So we go this season. Equals 1 and P. So teams coming off of a win in overtime. Nothing significant. Let's go back a season. Kind of looking towards the over here. Maybe no legs on defensive side of the ball. Let's look at if they're the where are they? The road home favorite. Looking to the over. And let's say they traveled, right? So they were coming off of a road game. So travel overs. All right, let's look at this a little bit more because the total's coming up, going the other opposite direction. Oops. Go back another season. A lot pointing to the over. I think that what it's telling me is that off an OT game, the legs are not going to be there on the defensive side of the ball. Okay. Situationally, all right. So if we go back to 2021, home favorites off a road win that went into OT, 6-1 to the over. Every single time the opponent went over their team total. And their team total right now is 69.5. 69.5 or 70.5. Let's look at this a little bit more. So if we go to the Sun, I might be crazy, but the situation says dream team total over. All right, so let's look at home favorite. $69.5. So as a home favorite, they've limited only 2 opponents under that number. Only 2. All right, so let's look at another thing here. I think I'm gonna get on this. I think I am going to get on this. All right, so dream team total over. This is so ugly. Pacer play. Let's look at the last 5 games real quick. Averaging 76.5. Allowing 77. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with yesterday's game. Overs here on the road. So we go Dream and Road Dog under against the Lynx. That was just a week ago. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I would lean towards the Dream team total over. I think this OT back-to-back travel situation is going to get to the Sun. So a lot of the stats point to the Sun and an under, but I think that situational spot is really pointing towards the Dream here. Dream and team total Dreaming over. All right. That one took longer than expected because I was trying to get on the bet there. Let me look at the chat real quick. Atlanta Dream under 70. Oh, opposite. Okay. Sun early makes sense. And then they kind of maybe fade off in the second half. Under 77.5 in the first half. Man, I think that OT back to back and travel is going to really mess up the Sun here and the stats. Let's move on to the next game here. I haven't bet anything on this one either. All right, so Sparks and the Mercury baller system on the over. The over has shifted a lot though. I saw it earlier. It's at 170, right? 169 and a half. So it's already gone up a ton. The line has stayed the same though. It's around 10 and a half. Looking at the schedule, both teams well rested. Phoenix does have Indiana. They've been at home a lot. They had one road game here against Minnesota. The Sparks have been on the road for a while, but there's a whole bunch of days here in between. So I'm not sure if they went home or not, but there's still a lot of travel involved here in the last few weeks. If we look at ATS numbers, off a loss, 4-8 in the first half. Kind of profitable here, 7-4-1, and also 6-4 on the road on the full game. If you look at Mercury, 6-2 at home, 5-2 off of a loss. So they tend to bounce back pretty strong. And it looks like it's on the defensive side of the ball too, because off a loss, they're 5-2 to the under. So let's look at that real quick. Let's look at Mercury. Off a loss. Opponents under their team total in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of 7. That would be, I mean, initially just looking at it, that was probably the way that I'd go, especially after the total moving up. So the Sparks team total would shift up as well. Let's look at season stats here. Their offense is not that great. Mercury's defense has been a little bit better ever since Griner has come back. So they're 5th. Look at their offensive and defensive rating here. Assisted turnover ratio. They're turning the ball over at a super high rate. So that's limiting their opportunities there. Not a great offensive rebounding team, but Mercury not a great defensive rebounding team. So that kind of balances out there. Only averaging 77.6 per game. Mercury allowing 87.4, but if you look at who they face, Liberty, Aces, so they only allowed 73 to them, 78 to the Storm. This was kind of funky. I think this was actually his Grander's first game back, first or second game back. So that could have been in play there. Sparks team total is 79.5. Sparks team total is 79.5, averaging 77.6 in the last 5. This is concerning, but it's because of their pace of play. They pace up. Not a great team as far as scoring in the paint. So that kind of cancels out here with how bad the Mercury defense has been. I think a lot of this has to do with the teams that the Mercury have been playing are able to pull Griner out of the paint. I'm not too sure the Sparks are going to be able to do that. Because if you look at their last few games, Minnesota, Alana Smith, Liberty, Jonko Jones, Storm, they did well against them because Ezzy's not really a 3-point threat. Aces here, this was just a pace-up game. I mean, I think a lot of the teams were able to pull Griner out, and she wasn't able to defend in the paint. So I think that could be a reason why their paint field goal percentage has struggled the last 5 games. Doing well defensively in the mid-range. 3-point defense is solid here in the corner 3, but not great at above the break. But the Sparks are not efficient from there either. So I would think it would be Mercury first half, or the Sparks team total under. Mercury first half or Sparks team total under. Let me look at a couple things here. So if we look at team total type stuff, Mercury limiting opponents in the first half. So opponent team totals for the Mercury, their opponents are 10-6 to the under on the season. So they are playing a little bit of defense as far as the team total is concerned. It's just their pace of play that really has them is the reason why they're giving up a lot of points. So this doesn't tell the whole story. This kind of does. I think Sparks team total under 79.5 or the Mercury on the spread in the first half. And then the first game was Dream Team total over. Dream Team total over. All right, so that's the WNBA right there. Gonna check the comments real quick. Mercury trifecta and over. That makes sense to me. I just feel like they're gonna limit the Sparks. I think the Sparks don't get the number. 10.5 LA Sparks. Brown is out. Brink is out. They are typically a great double-digit dog. I think we've been actually betting their team total over as double-digit dogs. But this seems like from a spot perspective, this doesn't seem right. With both Brown and Brink out, and the Mercury kind of trying to make a statement here to get towards the middle of the season. All right, let's go into the MLB. We got Munaf here. What up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. Good day yesterday. Overall, MLB kind of sucked. Went 1-2. Phillies get man. Phillies. I don't know what
That one
happened
hurt.
there. Phillies gave it up, and then I also had the Angels Tigers team game under. So that one was the one that hit, and then the other I forgot what the other game was that I lost, but yeah, 1-2 yesterday. How did you do yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was not a good day for me. I had the Phillies run line full game. They coughed up, I think it was like a 4-0 lead
Yeah, for
to
nothing.
go out and lose outright 7-4, insult to injury. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are now on the 10-day IL with respective injuries. So that's two big bats that they're going to be missing now for at least 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
I also had the Yankees team total over. That one wasn't even close for
Oh yeah, that was the other one, Yankees.
yeah, so hopefully bounce back today. I know we had a good start to the week at least, but last couple of days have been a little rough.
Yeah,
So hopefully we can close out the week
started off
strong.
strong, kind of fading off in the MLB the last couple of days, like you said. But yeah, I think I feel like we're seeing the board pretty well. I think everything that we're seeing makes sense. It's just not coming to fruition. So
Yeah.
let's get to a couple games here. What time is it? Yeah, I got about like 10 minutes to go through the games. Um, I know you went through one game here. You said Seattle money line, right?
Yeah.
There is so looking at this game here specifically over in Gilbert. Gilbert, man, he's been to me surprisingly not as great as I expected him to be this season. But they do have the edge here on the rating system, um, on the bullpen and starting pitcher. Team batting, not so much. Mariners with the rest advantage. First game home off a long road trip, though. That's interesting. The Twins have been on the road a ton, and they scored 13 yesterday to close out that series. So 8-13. Their offense is looking pretty good, but we'll see if they can continue that. So over last 5 starts, win a full game. He went
Yeah.
the complete game. This could be an instance where he might get out early. So we had to look at the bullpen. Gilbert, 8 innings pitched. He went 8 innings twice in a row. So maybe that's not even an issue. And he started. He had 2 straight great starts there against Miami and Texas. Um, from the split perspective, Gilbert 14-2. They're the first 5 under. That's wild. Okay, and then as home favorite, 7-0 to the under in the first 5, 5-1-1 to the under full game. versus righties. Mariners to an under team here as well on the split side. So you can see Twins as road dogs, not doing too well in the full game, 5-9. If you can see Mariners versus righties, home faves 17-8. So splits there looks like it's towards the Mariners. If we look at some of the stats on the 30 last 30, let's pull last 30 for this stats here. Offense edge to the Twins here. You can see that there. But look at if you look at the Mariners, their barrel rate and hard hit rate is solid. They're just striking out a lot. Ober is somewhat of a strikeout pitcher there. Seems like he's like in the middle of the pack. He is giving up home runs consistently in the last 30 days. I mean, Gilbert has been doing a little bit better. He's just not getting a lot of run support in his previous starts to start the season, which is why he's only 5-4. Bullpen wise, looks pretty even. I mean, starting pitcher definitely an edge to Gilbert, and I think this is going to start to see positive regression for the Mariners because, I mean, when they get contact on the ball, they're hitting it well. What was your breakdown on this game here?
Yeah, something similar to what you just mentioned about the Mariners having, I think, the starting pitching edge. Gilbert, I know the wins haven't been there for him, but he's been pitching really well. I think that this might be a game where Ober has struggled on the road. And you mentioned that the Mariners are coming off that long road trip, but they did have the day off on Thursday where they didn't have a game. So it kind of gives them that day to settle back in, take care of where they need to, and just get back to playing baseball starting Friday in this Game 1 series. So I did like the pitching edge for the Mariners. I think you and I talked about throughout the week that Twins have been really relying on the home run ball as well. So you're going into a pitcher's ballpark here in Seattle at T-Mobile Park, where it's more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Also looking at the fact that the Mariners in the Game 1 of a series at home are 11-1 straight up. For whatever reason, they're come out and setting the tone in the series. And at the first game where they've won 11 of the first 12 games at home. So I do like, and also like you mentioned, the Twins have been on this long road trip. They were in Arizona this past week, and now they're traveling up to the Northwest in Seattle. It's just a good spot here. I felt like this was a cheap price on the Mariners. I got this around -125. I think it's getting close to -130 range for the Mariners.
Then that's a good look. Look at this. So Mariners you said first game
of the series at home.
Of the series at home, 11-1 straight up, winning by a huge margin there. The only one that they lost was Game 1, or not Game 1, but the first game, first instance.
Yeah,
the opener, and they won everyone ever since then.
And they haven't allowed more than 4 runs in those 11 wins.
Yeah. And then, so what I did was look at them out off a road game, 5-0 straight up. Look at that first 5.
Yeah.
Opponents now, when they travel to Seattle for that first game, they tend to struggle offensively. You took the full game money line?
Yeah, I took full game money line. Wouldn't be opposed to talking off of the first 5 either. If you just wanted to take the bullpens out of it. Is there a way to query a team that scored 10+ runs and see how they do in their next game on the road?
Yeah. So we go P runs greater than or equal to 10, and A.
Not much.
So runs just scored 10 or more runs, and then they're on the road.
Yeah.
Should we say as a dog?
Yeah, we could do that.
As a dog, 14-21. I mean, average wise is pretty even. That's interesting. All right, so were they out? They were on the road previously.
They were,
too, right?
Yeah, they were in. They've been on this road trip. They were in Arizona, or Minnesota in their last series here. So they've been on this West Coast road trip since June 21st of last Friday. So So they play the A's. They went down to Arizona and now traveling up
Mhm.
to Seattle.
All right, so it is profitable. You can see the ROI there to fade these teams. If we go, let's look back to last season. From a record perspective, solid. I think the ROI is bad just because you'll see a lot of
I'm seeing heavy favorites.
heavy favorites, yeah, or heavy dogs. Let's look at in line is less than, let's just say 150. It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
So this doesn't really show much, but the whole Seattle thing definitely does. First game of the series. I might get there with you. Seattle first, or Seattle money line. One more thing I want to look at. So I'm gonna look at Seattle with rest. Four and three. Let's look at home. Only one home game. They won that one.
Yeah, this is only their second home game.
All right. I mean, they won that one
For
pretty
rest at
easily.
least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that first 5 there as well.
Oh, look at this. So we go and favorite. That's 4-0.
Yeah. 0.25. Like look at that first 5.
You could even, I mean, if you expect a letdown, right? Definitely a letdown on the Twin side. Huh. All right. So Seattle money line. I'm gonna get there with you. Would you do first 5 too, or just?
I mean, looking at the trends and the numbers here, you may be able to get a really good. Let me see what their first
5 run
is.
line.
Yeah, I mean, I
Would
think
be
you
plus money, right?
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Mariners. It's around plus 102, so it's very slightly. The money line might be a lot. It's going to be higher. Yeah, it's minus 130, almost the same as a game.
I'm gonna split a unit between the two. I'm gonna take the Mariners first 5 run line and then money line on the full game.
Yeah, couldn't talk you off.
What's another one that you wanted to look into? Hopefully, see, maybe get a bet on.
I was looking at the over between the Guardians and the Royals. Really just fading both pitchers, and you also have winds blowing out to right center field as well. And it's hot in Kansas City. I know last night they didn't really score a lot of runs. You had some great pitching out there, but McKenzie hasn't been in good form. Alec Marsh, same thing. Really fade of both pitchers, and maybe we do see runs here. And I think it's 9.5 for a reason.
What did it come down from 10?
I don't think it hit 10. I haven't seen it at 10. I know it opened 9.5. It's pretty much stayed there.
Oh, okay, got it. No one going to 10 yet. There's some. Oh, look at this. So I think they're going up to 10 because there's 9.5 that's juiced to the over a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the market is agreeing with you there. Looking at the last 5 starts, Marsh has been giving it up. Pretty consistently. All right, so we got McKenzie. Dang, he's been struggling. Last 2 starts, only less than 4 innings. Or 3
He's
or
got
less
a huge
innings.
problem with walks as well.
Damn. Okay. So if we look at the splits, definitely leaning towards the over here. The only road dog situation last 30 days is went under though. First 5 tends to go to the over, but the rest is like just slightly to the under. Here's the first 5 under here as home favorites.
I think maybe a Guardians team total over. Royals offense has just been terrible over the last couple of weeks. They just haven't been able to score. Yeah. I don't remember the last time they scored even 5 or 6 runs.
So if you look at, there's definitely a gap here between Guardians and Royals bats.
Yeah.
So pitching matchup. Damn, McKenzie's trash. What the heck?
He's been terrible.
Potential for positive regression here though from Marsh. But that's still, even at 4.3, It's still a lot of runs and giving up. Their bullpen sucks too. Marsh went how many innings last one?
I think it was
5 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last time he went. Let's look at. All right, so if we go. I think I figured out how to do it. So we go S. Or starter equals Alec Marsh, and S starter innings pitched greater than 5. Hopefully that works. Damn it. No. Oh, SIP. Okay, there you go. So this is how he does after pitching more than 5 innings. On the first 5, 1 and 5 straight up.
This is Marsh after pitching 5 or more innings, right?
Yeah, 5 or more, because he went 5 2/3. So actually, just more than 5, not 5 or more. So
okay,
it has to be at least 5 1/3. Last 4 starts struggled.
the Royals won last night. Also, Guardians off of a loss on the road in Game 2 of a series. They're 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the run line.
On the full game?
Full game, yeah.
What about the first 5 on that? What was that? What was that? What was the parameters on that?
So they're on the road. They took a loss in the previous game in the series game. It's the second game of the series.
5-1. Even the first 5 is still solid.
Yeah, 4-1.
There's a huge gap right there.
Yeah, they're averaging about 3.5 and then 6 for the game. So maybe guards team total over or guards first 5. It's also, but like, can you trust McKenzie? That's like the biggest hesitation.
That's the part that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe just back the offense and just take the team totals and be like, all right, just they score, and
All right. The first 5 looks. What's the first 5 team total?
My guess would be a 2.5 juiced. Let me see.
First 5. Man, King. All right, one more thing. So if we go full season, how's McKenzie looked? Yeah.
Let's see. Team total.
This one was gross.
First innings.
Do you see any type of way that Marsh has any type of positive regression?
I don't think so. I really haven't been an Alec Marsh guy. There's been flashes where he's had some good outings, but other than that, he's just been. I mean, the one outlier, he went 7 shutout innings against the Yankees a couple starts ago. But after that, I mean, he's giving it up. Like last 5 starts, 3 against the Rangers, 7 against the A's, 4 against the Mariners, 5 against the Padres. So he'll give it up for sure. Especially like you mentioned, coming off of a start where he had 5 or more, or at least went 5 innings, I should say. Let's see how he's done against the Guardians.
Marsh, and let's go total. So a high total of 9.
Last year, he faced them twice. Did Alec Marsh against the Guardians, 2 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, gave up a home run and 4 walks, and then the second start, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. So he gave up at least 3 earned runs within the first 4 innings in each of those first 2 starts.
Got it. Man, it seems like Guardians team total over probably.
Yeah.
Damn. I see what you're saying though, because you want to fade McKenzie a little bit too.
Yeah, he's just been in really bad form. I wouldn't be surprised, RC, if this gets to 10.
Can you trust the Royals offense? Man, that's tough. That one's tough.
Yeah.
I would definitely lean over, maybe Guardian team total over, but probably most likely not going to bet this one. Four and oh, someone said 4.5 for Guardians team total. I could see them scoring 5.
Yeah, I see a 4.5. It's juice around -125, -130. So then
Mhm.
you probably get a first 5 at 2.5 for sure.
Got it. All right, let's do. I think I got time for one more actually. Any other game that you were looking at or eyeing?
Nothing really else stuck out to me. I know you and I've talked about something similar to how the Mariners are in game 1 of a series,
Mm-hmm.
but the Red Sox are a complete opposite of game 1 in the series. But that one I stayed away from because Padres Randy Vasquez has just not been very good.
At home.
At home for the Red Sox, yeah.
Damn.
Even if you want to go back a little further to like last season around August, like 26, I think was the number.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, that the total would be their team total would be 3.5. No, 4.5, right?
for who? The
For
Padres?
the Red Sox,
Their team total?
it would be 4.5 or 5.
Um, I think the game total is 9.5. Let me see here. I have it right
They've only
here.
gone over 4 once here.
Yeah. Let's see. It's 4.5 -135.
So the under would be plus money, right?
Plus 105. That's on DraftKings, but I can definitely shop around.
It was Boston. Right? Oh shit! So the rating system likes Boston a lot.
Yeah, it's really how bad of how Randy Vasquez has been for Padres.
Yeah. Vasquez. That's nasty. But it's not like Pavetta's any that much greater.
Mm-mm. Especially at Fenway Park, he hasn't been very good.
Mm-hmm. Padres they haven't been striking out a lot either. They have bullpen. Oh, bullpen has the Red Sox have the edge in bullpen. That's probably what the big gap is. Bullpen, a little bit of starting pitcher, but bats seems pretty even. Red Sox, huh? Damn. But they suck in that's a crazy ass trend, dude.
Yeah, even if you go back to August, since August like 26th or like 23rd, like it's really mind boggling of last season.
Sheesh.
Especially on that run line, they're like 1 for 18 or
That's
117.
crazy. First game home, and then this is off a. Were they on the road? No, they weren't.
They were at home for Jays, remember, because we talked about it throughout the week.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Maybe at home, yeah, 1-8, yes.
I mean, a lot of unders.
Yeah, I feel like that if they like lose tonight, like you want to go back to them in game 2 of the series and like and bet them to win the. I feel like they respond very well.
Well, would you take an under in this spot, 9.5?
I don't trust the Padres starter. That's what's giving me the hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
But also the Padres offense is without Fernando Tatis Jr. as well. He's on the IL, so their offense right there is already compromised. So
that one's interesting. That one's pretty tough too. I mean, the rating system really likes them. I would probably lean towards the Red Sox, mainly because of the bullpen and the starting pitcher.
Yeah.
But man, that trend is pretty strong.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I wouldn't want to. What is it called? Catch a falling knife there. All right. Well, I think we've gone over 3 games there. Not much to like. I was talking to you earlier. I was like, man, today's slate sucks. Or maybe I was talking to Chris, but today's slate sucks for both MLB and WNBA. That's the reason why I haven't bet anything yet. But let's go to top looks here. All right, before we move to top looks, actually, just want to talk about the moneyballer.com. Make sure you head over there to check out all the insights, all the trends, and all that stuff that we kind of broke down here on the show today. It's free through the end of July. Themoneyballer.com. And yeah, I think we're gonna open up a Discord pretty soon here with some pretty cool features. We don't have a lot of prop stuff, so we're actually gonna have like a prop bot in our Discord. We're gonna have like injury updates and shit like that. So it's gonna actually be pretty dope. We want it to be a like an extension of the moneyballer.com, be a place where people can handicap games and stuff like that. So we actually set up 3 voice rooms or like community rooms for people
Mhm.
to group together and handicap games whenever they want throughout the day, which is pretty dope. And yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. I think we're gonna be opening that up pretty soon here. We're just doing some final touches, and also the baller exclusive folks. Those guys are gonna get some extra features in the Discord as well. Just make sure that they get their money's worth and all that stuff too. But the Discord is gonna be free, so even if you're not a subscriber of the moneyballer.com, you can go in there. There's a whole bunch of free features that you guys can take advantage of. We really want Discord to be an extension, like I said, of the moneyballer.com, be a place where we can all cap together and stuff like that. All right, so let's get to the top licks. Shit, I had WNBA banner going the whole way. All right, so top licks. Let's go with you first, Munaf. What's your top lick for today?
Yeah, I think it's Mariners money line. I like the way we broke it down. I think that Seattle, they had the long road trip, but they did have the off day between the game starting off tonight. They had Thursday off, so now you have Minnesota that put up 10 plus runs yesterday, traveling from Arizona up to Seattle. Not a huge trip, but I do like the pitching edge for the Mariners in this spot. Logan Gilbert being at home where he's been really good. I'd expect this to be a lower scoring game. Wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners won. It's like 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, something in that neighborhood. So Mariners
Yeah,
money line is my best look.
love it, love it. All right, so I'm actually gonna bet that with you. I'm like I said earlier though, I'm gonna split the full game money line and the first 5 run line. Um, and then in the WNBA, I think my best look for that WNBA, and I haven't bet this yet, but I think I'm gonna get there with it. But it's the Sparks team total under 79.5.
Might tell you on that.
Team total under 79.5. They're averaging, a few points less than that per game. Mercury's defense is a lot better. It's just the fact that the total has come up from open like a huge amount. So I think that that's a little bit misleading and a little bit, obviously we get more value on that team total since it's gone up a little bit. So Sparks team total under 79.5. Hey, your homie's here.
Oh God, this guy.
Ski, man, I'll see you next week, bro. I can't wait to hang out for a little bit. I don't know if you I don't know if you are gonna go to the Aces Fever game, but I'll be there. Hopefully we can connect at some point. All right, with that said, guys, make sure you guys check out Munaf. I'll put his link in the description again to his Twitter. He's talked about a lot of the shows that he's been doing with SGPN, so I'll put that link for their YouTube over there as well. Make sure you guys go follow him there. And with that said, that's the end of the show. Always have to end the show like this too. Whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time, peace.